All right, Loic, how do you pronounce this? Knick? No, it's night. But there's a K and a G. But yeah, you just ignore them. Why? Maybe because knicht sounds ugly. So why is it written like that? Why? Well, because why is your face so ugly? We have the same face. Okay. Silent letters. Probably the worst silent thing to exist. Maybe tied with silent farts, but you know what? I take that back because sometimes you have to, you know? So, what were we talking about? Yeah, silent letters. Why is thumb spelled with a B? Why is island not pronounced island, which would 100% make sense? Is not land. Island! Now, the first and most obvious reason silent letters exist is to be able to differentiate them from homophones. When you're reading a book, you know that when you read this, it's referring to this and not this. But if you're reading a book to somebody, I guess too bad for them. Now, an important thing to note. Most silent letters in English today weren't originally silent. In Old English, you actually said the B in thumb. You said the W in sword, and you would say the K in knight. So what changed? Well, over time, English just got lazier. But it wasn't like an English exclusive thing. This happened in a bunch of different languages, most notably in French. Excuse me, no, actually, we're not lazy, okay? We are efficient, okay? As we say in France all the time, efficiency is the best policy. Yes, we say that like every day, okay? People started slurring words, skipping hard to pronounce sounds, and just kind of smoothing it all out. The people who kept pronouncing it knicht are like people today who still use Facebook. Good morrow, my son. Have thou brought thy sword for the Knicht Academy? The horses leave in 1 hour. Ugh, Dad, nobody talks like that. It's sword, okay? Get it right. God, you're so embarrassing. Oh, now, here's where things get kind of messy. When the printing press arrived in England in 1476, everything was written down and everything was copied. But it was a long process. So even though the way people spoke was changing and changing pretty fast, the way people wrote didn't. Because once you print 1,000 copies of Knicht, good luck changing it without confusing everybody. I just finished printing 1,000. Oh, well done. Out of curiosity, did you write Castley with a T? Yes, of course. Why? Don't tell me it's changed. What? No. Of course not. No. Hello, are the books ready for the king? I'm heading out to the castle. The what? And of course, another reason for these silent letters is, yeah, you guessed it, the French. What did they do again? After the Norman conquest in 1066, a lot of French scribes were in charge of the English writing. Why? Because they're in charge. I don't know. And they like changing the spellings to fit the French style because the French are a very my way or the highway kind of people. You know, for example, Old English island turned into island because of the French word isle. Fun fact, isle turned into île, whereas in English, we still have the S, but we pronounce it island. Now, another obvious and more logical reason for silent letters is to indicate that there's a long vowel. For example, the E in bake indicates that it's pronounced bake and not bak. And finally, my favorite reason for silent letters is capitalism. That's right. Because all the horrible things in the world come from capitalism, like Timu. Now, what does capitalism have to do with silent letters, you may ask? Well, print operators got paid by the letter. So, in order to make more money, they would just add letters, which, good on you. I can't even blame them, you know? Excuse me, everyone, who is responsible for the writing of Fanshawe? So there you have it, some of the reasons why silent letters exist. Do you think silent letters make sense? Do you think we should get rid of them? Maybe we start writing thorough like this and see what happens. It's not like people won't know what you're saying, am I right?